Hello, and welcome to another update video on Bitcoin. That is how a Sunday can start. New all-time high. Later today, we've got our MCO community live session. We'll probably discuss many more setups and structures there. It's going to be at 5 p.m. UTC in case you want to join. Feel free to check out the membership. But hey, Bitcoin is doing what Bitcoin is supposed to be doing in October. First of all, on the weekly chart, we can see our weekly EMAs, our moving averages. Bitcoin has been dancing very nicely on that 21-week EMA, far away from a break of that EMA, which keeps the uptrend intact to have a nice and simple trend overview. Yeah, for some people, Elliott Wave is a little bit too complex, especially to start with. Overall, this gives you a nice and easy overview. The trend is up, no break. Seasonality suggests October could be bullish. I mentioned it. I also showed you the intra-month seasonality a few days ago. I haven't prepared it for this video, but it showed that like the first week in October is usually bullish. So I know many people said this time is going to be different, and but it's not. Okay, so we can only use the data we have, which is price action, price structures, analyzed with Elliott Wave, and then try to get a good idea of the cycle and the timing by following seasonalities and cycle theory. Okay. So overall, trend is up, and it would take really a break below that 112K area here, where the 21-week EMA is, to get a structural break below a key technical level, and to, basically send it towards round about the 55-week EMA, around 100K, okay? So this is just a very, very rough overview, yeah, but it doesn't really give us precise targets or so. So yeah, you might know, you might remember, you might know that I'm still watching for further upside towards 130K plus, and that hasn't changed. I still view Q4 as positive. It is so far playing out, and it's just important to understand that so far the trend is not broken. Okay, we're still watching for higher prices. Q4 is normally positive, and so this is just a very, very rough overview, right? It's not giving us detailed structures. That's why we pay attention to the daily chart and the short-term chart. And a few days ago, I posted, I think it was on X, I posted this trend line here on the daily RSI. Crucial to keep in mind that trend lines on the RSI can also be a good indicator and act as resistance. It was on the 2nd of October. Some of you might follow us here already, some don't. I encourage you to follow us because you get additional infos. And also, there's a small competition we have running here where you can win a month of our gold membership. Feel free to check it out. But we will not take any more entries from tomorrow. So it's last day today, check it out. But yeah, I highlighted here that Bitcoin is likely on its way to this yellow trend line, and the break above it would point towards new all-time highs, even though the market might get there first. Market did get there first, but the point is, what I try to make here is, we have now reached this trend line. We've now reached this trend line, which is why there could be some resistance. But further upside, obviously, would be ideal. But please be aware that this could now be resistance. We're not quite there yet. Maybe a few more, just inches missing. But this trend line is coming in just above 70, which is overbought. And please be aware. I know it's easy to get bearish. Hold on, when reading overbought. But overbought in bull markets doesn't mean so much usually, right? Oversold means a lot. Overbought means we can still print higher, even though there are some divergences that are obviously forming here on the Bitcoin charts. We need to be aware of them, right? So that's why we want to break that trend line. It would be additional sign of strength, but the overall trend is still up for Bitcoin, yeah? Still up. And from an Elliott Wave point of view, the next pullback that we have to be prepared for could be this wave 4. I mentioned to you in yesterday's video that the first ideal target for white wave 3 has been reached. That was at 124K. But I also said to you that the fact that we didn't get a strong rejection indicates we are likely going to go higher, possibly even to the next fib level, which we've nearly reached, around $126,750. But we are in that area where wave 3 can complete. I have no evidence that it is complete, and it's important to recognize that for the wave 4, so if we now get a deeper pullback, we could watch the area between $114,890 and $118,910 as next support for this fourth wave. But the internal third might still stretch higher. Overall, trend is up from an Elliott Wave point of view on the daily chart. Direct trend, yeah, as long as we're holding 114,896. But some of you might want to see even more detail, and that is when we pay attention to the microstructures. And here you can see this support area that I just mentioned, yeah, 114,900 to 118,900, but it doesn't mean that this fourth wave has started yet. We're tracking this move to the upside. I explained this in detail yesterday. Check out those videos for really a detailed overview of the wave structure. I also discussed impulse count versus diagonal, so that should be clear. Nanostructures, not super clear. I mean, we now have a full wave count technically to the upside, even on the nano level. But it is so far only a 3-wave move down, and I posted in our membership update earlier today to even consider that this direct move up is over. Talking about the direct move up, we need a break below 121,650. But this is really just the last swing low here. Yeah, just structural support. But I don't know, it doesn't look finished yet. But whenever we get to all-time highs, we need to be aware that there can be choppy movement because the bears are fighting back, right? So I think it's just important to recognize that there could be some more chop. I can't rule out that, and this would even look cleaner, that this fifth wave unfolds as an ending diagonal pattern, right? So that's something I actually like. So we could have this, but let's first see if we can find support here before breaking below the, the 4th of October low here, that area around 121,000, yeah, $600. So this is a possibility that we say, okay, we have a 1-2 step, so wave 1 in 3 waves, then wave 2, then an A, B, C in wave 3, then 4, 5. But we'll see. It would look fine. It would kind of make sense. But I want to see if we find support exactly here in this region before breaking those last lows. Basically, in other words, before we even consider that a local top has formed, we need a break below $121,600. So interesting day. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates, yeah, check out our MCO community live session later. It's 5 p.m. UTC. You can join as a member, and then you have the option to request coins there. I mean, they're never guaranteed, but I give my best, and 30 to 50 coins are usually covered. Could be busy today, but yeah, feel free to follow. If you put your message early in the chat, I might get it early. So the earlier, the better. It's at 5 p.m. UTC. And so yeah, hurry up. And also, please remember that we are running the MCO Global channel as well. This is another YouTube channel. I'll link it for you in the video description, comment section. But it's a channel where I cover the macro. So bigger picture, more simplified maybe. So if the wave counts are too confusing in the beginning, check out that other channel. It's meant to give everybody a good guide of the overall structure. Thanks so much. I wish you a great day. Maybe we'll see each other later in the stream. Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for watching the videos on this YouTube channel. If you've been thinking about joining MCO as a member, now might be a great time. You can use the link in the video description and apply the discount code right below it. You will get 50% off your first month of our Gold membership, and you can explore everything we offer. It's the easiest way to test the membership, see if it's a good fit for you, and get a feel for the community, join the conversation, and I'm looking forward to meeting you in our member area.